everyone, welcome. Welcome to the show. Welcome to the Freedom-Preneur Show, guys. From business suits to bathing suits, Rhonda, Swan, the Unstoppable Mama. Welcome to the show. We had a little glitch just now. Sorry about that. But as you guys all know, we are Freedom-Preneurs. And when you are a Freedom-Preneur, you travel and you live around the world. And currently my office is sitting right here in Bali, Indonesia, in our home for the last 1 year. We've been staying here in Bali. But welcome, everyone, to the show today. I'm really super excited about today's show. It's great to have you guys here. Make some noise below, by the way, in the comment section. If you guys are here and you are checked in live, you have to make some comments below. And if you're watching the recording or listening to the podcast, it's really great to have you guys. I've been actually hosting this show for the last 8 years all over the world because Brian and I decided to become what we like to call Freedom-Preneurs and literally live and earn free around the world and to inspire other people to do the same. This show is for entrepreneurs to come and learn and grow. I bring on highlight entrepreneurs and incredible, interesting people every single week to really share how you can build your personal life and your business and take it to the very next level. Oh, here I've got my screen wiper coming in. That's interesting. Okay. Awesome. Brian came in to clean up my screen to make sure I'm nice and clear. But guys, I am actually drinking a very not so warm cup of coffee this morning, but I decided to grab my Dubai mug this morning. As most people know, every single morning I wake up and I have an etched mug by the Swan, who's sitting right out here, and he gives me a little message. But this morning, we found some puppies in our alleyway, and I didn't get my etched mug because we were dealing with a situation. But I chose a Dubai mug for a reason, because my guest host today is Bonnie Bruderer, and I actually met Bonnie when we were in Dubai this last month at the Speak in Dubai event. Most of you guys were watching eagerly to what we were doing, and we were able to speak on stages in front of some really interesting people, actually. Going to the Middle East is something that I've never done before. And it was really amazing to be able to speak on stage in Dubai, share our passions. But then we also flew to Bahrain, which is another little country. I didn't even know it was its own little country. And we were there in front of the mayor of the country and just got to share our passions. There's 38 different speakers. And Bonnie was someone that I met that was just really powerful. And her and I were part of the faculty of the Speak in Dubai event because I, of course, love branding and talking about how to build your business online and turn it automated. And I was able to share a bit of my passion. And then this woman jumped up on stage on one of the training days, and she started to share about being on television, that she's a television producer, and she has her own network and her own show. I'm like, wow, I've always wanted to be able to share my passions to people around the world and especially get on television. And so I learned a bit more about Bonnie, and that's why I wanted to have her on our show today because, as you guys know, getting your brand and what you stand for, your message to the world is power. Guys, this is the matter of you being someone that's been hanging around, talking your vision, and maybe putting it into a book and to exposing you to the world in a very big way. And I mean a big way, more than 150 million people and viewers big way. So, guys, I'm going to bring out Bonnie in a minute. We're going to learn a bit more, but let me do a bit of an intro because Bonnie is the mastermind behind the Bon Bon Network. She's actually the CEO of an innovative television network, which is called the Bon Bon Network. She's a producer, 4-time author, human behavior expert, and she's had over 10 certifications. She's a speaker, TV personality. Of course, we all love our puppies and our dogs. She's been involved in so many different areas, not only with celebrities, but creating other products that help turn people's lives into a whole different light and bringing more people in their stories to the world. So, Bonnie, come on out here and join me so we can learn a bit more about you. And many of you guys know that I also have a guest below, which is Darvini D. Everyone knows Darvini. She's been part of our tribe for years. We've got something really cool to share about not only Darvini's brand, but how and why Bonnie and Darvini are sitting on this platform together. So, Bonnie, come on out here and say hi to the tribe and to our free.
Hi, everybody. Thank you so much for having me. It's so much fun to be here and listening to you. I can't believe it's only been a few months that I've known you. I feel like you've been in my life forever. I don't know how I lived without you. So it's so great to be here. Yeah, let's talk a little TV. What would you like to know? Where should we start?
I'm getting a bit of a feedback. It's not. I'm going to switch screen really quick. There, am I back?
You're back.
Awesome, cool. Thanks, guys. We have 2 different networks here with our Wi-Fi. One's upstairs and one is in my office. And Brian's like, I think that you're coming through a little sketchy. And there's the reason, because I was on upstairs here in my office. So, Bon Bon Show, for how long has the Bon Bon Show been in production now?
So gosh, just about 2 years we've been in production, and just a little bit about my background. You touched on a few of the points, but I spent 20 years in the personal development industry. So I worked for a lot of the top celebrity speakers like Tony Robbins and Harvey Mackay and Alex Mendozian, Christopher Howard, and basically I would build my own brand on the side while I was working for them, and I did a few media appearances, and I just found it really frustrating because I would spend money, I would pay to play, and I would go spend some money, and I would do one show, and I would literally be like, okay, stacks the books, this is going to be it, I'm going to make my millions, and nothing would happen. And then I do another show, and I was like, this is it, Oprah's going to call, and then crickets. And so the reason that I started the Ask Bon Bon Show is that I wanted to create really a platform and a way for people like me that aren't a Tony Robbins and that don't have millions of people paying millions of dollars to come see me yet, that they have a voice and that they have a way to reach the masses. And so 3 years ago, I moved to New York. I started a pilot called the Ask Bon Bon Show, where my vision was to just ask all these interesting experts, authors, speakers, trainers, what are you all about? What's your mission? What's your message? And the show was picked up by Eminen's Lifestyle Channel here in New York, which is a cable channel. We play on 8 p.m. on Monday nights. And then since then, I built out an entire network that reaches, as you said, in the tens of millions of people, so that what we do is we take one television interview and then we broadcast it on multiple channels. So you just have to do one thing. You don't have to do 20 things. And then our team repurposes it so that we constantly are getting your message in front of radio, in front of other television outlets, and we're really reaching the people that are hungry for your message.
I love it. Well, this was so fun because so many of our people, Bonnie, are building their own brands. They're building their business. And, I never even considered being on television, right, until I met you. And I'm like, wow, so tell me even more, right? You don't think that it's possible for you. Many people are, they're building a business, they're building, they're maybe writing a book, and they're like, is this really possible for me? So you have your history with really starting and wanting to do this network, but share a bit how was the process for you when you were working with Tony Robbins, and then all of a sudden now you're being a TV show host? What was that transformation for you, and how can it be possible for other people to really get into that position?
It's such a great question, because when I first was working for Robbins, as I said, I just believed that I could do TV. I had this publicist that said, do you want to do it? And there is that feeling, I think, in everyone that's like, oh, I'm not a bestseller yet, or oh, my brand isn't perfect, or I don't have enough clients. But really, that's the reason you should be doing it. So for me, I mean, I'm a little bit crazy, I guess, in that I just believe anything's possible. So when I started the show, everybody kept telling me, you can't do that. First of all, you can't move to New York. You can't create a show in the biggest media city in the world. You can't get it aired. You won't. And I was like, really? And so I just
in New York, you're in New York, really highlight this. Here's Bonnie in New York going, I'm going to do a show, and now all of a sudden broadcast it all over the world and bringing incredible people. You really did that.
I did, and what happened was, honestly and truly, and this is why I believe so strongly in the power of the network, and it's you and Brian are perfect proof of this. It's like, here we stepped up, we went to Dubai, and then we connected, and now we're creating this powerful relationship. And so for me, what happened is I came to New York, I had this vision, I was telling everyone about my vision. That's really important, you have to get your message out there. But one night at a networking event, I met this agent, John Thomas from JT Talent Enterprises, and he sat me down, and he was like, I think you're amazing. You have a powerful message. I'm going to give you some advice. He's like, I've told 200 people this over my 15 years as a top agent. No one's listened to me. But if you want your own show, I'll tell you how to get it. And I was like, yes, yes, yes. So he told me to go to television production school and to create a pilot and to pitch it to this specific network. And so I did. And he didn't think I would actually do it because no one follows through. I don't want to say nobody, but most people don't. And so I spent an entire blizzard-filled winter, 3 nights a week in school. I was coaching sometimes 25, 30 clients week to pay for it because I was funding the whole process in the beginning. And then created this pilot. I just thought I'm going to interview the most interesting people that I know, and I'm going to let them tell their stories. And immediately was picked up by M&N, and we got a primetime spot, which was pretty incredible. And then from there, what happened is, after a while of like literally burning the midnight oil and the morning oil and every other oil we could find, I was like, I can't afford to do this anymore. So I went to all of the top experts that I know, like Alex Mendoza and like Jeff Hazlett, the former CMO of Kodak, and I just sat down with them. I said, look, I've been bit by the TV bug. I absolutely love it. This is what I want to do with my life, and I need to monetize it. So what would you do if you were me? And they said, well, wow, you've created great distribution so far, but what you need is a very large reach so that it's viable for people to pay you to get them in front of the masses. So I said, right, okay. So I went to other top cities. I went to Los Angeles. I went to Sacramento. And I pitched their local networks with the show. And I said, look, by this point we had, 25 shows in the can. And I said, we have this. It's great content. It's high production value. Will you air it? Yes. Okay, great. So then I went back and I said, hey, do you want to be on my show? It costs X amount of dollars and we're going to get you in these cities. And so for an entire year, I just kept growing the distribution. I would add in a press release distribution company. I would add in iTunes. And, it just started taking on a little of a life of its own. I always say that. It just sort of happened. I think I had 7 days off in an entire year. And some of those were forced because of the blizzard. So it literally was a lot of hard work, a lot of vision, a lot of really good guidance. But I was very clear that I wasn't just creating a show. I wanted to create a network because I didn't want people to come on my show and have the same experience I had, where they pay some money, they do one show, and they sell one book. I wanted to really be able to have people say, oh my gosh, like we had one client, she was an organizer, a professional organizer. She's just over last night, actually. She did our show, and before the show even aired, she ended up on the front page of USA Today, had this behind-the-scenes TV thing that they did, and she appeared in there. We've had people that have booked speaking engagements. I've been on the Stairmaster and been contacted by like corporations that we saw someone on your show last night. How can we reach them? I'm like, oh my gosh, this is what I wanted to happen. Mm-hmm. So, now where it stands, we have distribution in multiple cities. We have our own channel on Roku, Amazon Fire, Apple TV, and these are big deals, guys. Like these are, Apple, Amazon, and Roku each have respectively 10 to 12 million in their network. Now, of course, that doesn't mean every single one of them is watching your show, but you're putting yourself in a position. It's like, if you want to write a book, don't just have an idea. Get that book out and get it in every Barnes & Noble, because then you have a better chance of selling copies and, and so forth. So that's really what we've done, is simultaneously increase the programming, but also the distribution. And even today, I was just telling you on the way to dinner, it's dinner for me. I'm in New York. On the way to dinner, we finalized a deal with, I think it's called Freedom Voice, FP, Freedom Voice America, and it's a 40 million home network. It's the largest nonprofit network, so our programming will be available there. So it's just a constant growing and nurturing of, again, you just have to do one thing. Show up one time, do your interview, and then we're going to blast it. So it's a lot of fun.
This is really, really exciting, and everyone that watches, we always bring really cool and interesting people, and they either learn how to do marketing, because that's certainly stuff that I really love, building your brand and really making the message clear. But guys, wow, just think about being able to put yourself in front of that many people. Bonnie, I always say that we are one contact away from a massive breakthrough, and it's not even a breakthrough, guys. It's a quantum leap in our life, in our business, right? Like one quantum leap, and yours was meeting JT.
It was meeting JT. And you know what the thing is, to your point, like you have to really believe you deserve it. Again, because so many people don't, or they're waiting for intel or the day that, or whatever the case may be. But for me, I was so ballsy, I didn't know any different. And I was like, this is what I'm doing, get out of my way. So I didn't even listen to the objections. I didn't even, and then, as I shared with you guys in Dubai, we had this big campaign. It just went on citywide, where we were featured on 250 subways, 20 bus kiosks, and every taxi in New York. And so every morning I'd wake up, even in Dubai, to texts of people like on the corner with the bus in these posters that would cost like a gazillions. I don't even know how much, not a gazillion, but it would cost a lot of money. But the only reason we got that is because I asked, right? There was this campaign, the mayor was supporting productions made in New York, and I was like, why am I not good enough? Why is The Good Wife good enough and my show is not? So I applied and I got accredited. And so, yeah, it's just about putting yourself out there and getting in front of the millions of people, and each one of those touch points helps support our network so that we can get exposure for all these incredible people.
Absolutely. Now, and if everyone's on the live show right now on the live page, you're going to see, we posted up an image of your subway picture. It's so cool. So here we are in Dubai, and I'm like, Bonnie's like, oh my God, my friends are sending this to me. My face is all over the subways and the buses. I'm like, oh my God, that's amazing. And in the taxis, now they're being shown all over the taxis. The Bon show is everywhere. You know, and this is what I love the most, is like, being someone, of course we call it unstoppable, as you know, having that mindset and just knowing deep inside of you, if you've got a voice, if you've got a vision, if you've got something, guys, that the world deserves to hear, go for it. Obviously, Bonnie, you're a great example of that. And but we can't always do it on our own, right? We can't always do it on our own. And that's one thing that I know is a lesson that everyone needs to understand. You know, you might have a great idea, but you can't get there on your own. You've got to reach out and find people like Bonnie to help get your message out there. You know, you said this, Bonnie, though, is in order for you to get in front of all these networks, and you've done a lot of pitching, you've put a lot of time and effort into this. How many millions of people? Right now it's over 150 million potential viewers in this network, but you added 40 million more?
Yes, I don't even know how to add that fast. So the way that it works, so when people come to our show, right, we do the one show, then we broadcast it on television. So the television reach in the multiple cities is about 5 million homes. From there, we put it on the other networks, as I said. Some of the main ones are the Roku, the Amazon Fire, the Apple Television. Those are big networks for us. We also have a channel, a contract distribution deal with Footprint TV, which we have our own channel there. That's started by some NBC executives that left after 30 years with NBC and started this new platform. We also broadcast our content on Broadband TV, which is the largest digital consumable network. And second to YouTube, obviously. We, of course, have YouTube. We have our own social media. And then one of our biggest partners is She Knows Media, which has over 80 million viewers on their blog per month. So that's unique viewers, and they have 125 million in their social media. And so we post daily. Every time we have a show, we post it within their social media because I'm one of their featured experts. So it's this power of community. To your point, it's like none of us can do it alone. If I was out there, you know, with my street sign trying to reach 125 million people, I couldn't do it. Even with all the banners on the subway and the taxis and whatever, I still couldn't do it. There's only 8 million people in New York. Not happening. But when you partner with the right people, when you bring in these networks that have massive reach and they're looking for your content, that's the important thing. These people are so hungry for entrepreneurialism, for authors, for inspiration. I mean, people just eat it up. So yeah, you really need to create that powerful network. And then again, it's almost like, well, you push a lot of buttons, but it's like with a push of a button, all of a sudden it's going out to all of these places. Even one of the things that we do that gets so much exposure is press releases, and we submit to 250 media outlets, and we had this one accountant, which I'm sorry if you're an accountant on here, it's not that sexy of a job, and he got like 347,000 listings. Like, it was like this crazy amount of Google links because, again, people are just looking for content, and the way it's video content, it's high production value, so people love it. And it's yeah, it's been so much fun to hear people come back and say, oh my gosh, this happened, and I booked this client, and I got booked in a movie. Even myself, I think I told you guys, I was cast in a major movie that comes out in 3 weeks that someone, an agent, or not an agent, the executive producer saw a picture of me on someone's Facebook and called me cold and said, you don't know me from Adam, I need you to come read for this role. And I was like, what? Oh my God. Well, you know, and what it takes. When you go hard and you go big and you put yourself out there, you meet the right people, great things start to happen just for you. I mean, bigger things start to happen. And that's really, Bonnie, what excited me the most about, you know, us booking. You know, I know that I'm going to be on the show. It's they're going to be in this August coming up or at the end of the year, because I know the value of getting my word and my voice in front of more people. And this is the one thing that really inspired me the most. I'm like, wow, you know, we were doing some research about, you know, placing ads and getting our
brand in front of more people, right? Our Freedom-Preneur brand, our new program, the Unstoppable Family, really being able to inspire more people. I did some research, and it's $196,000 to get a one-page ad in Forbes. Now, that equals, Forbes can equal the exact reach that you have on your show, right?
Yeah.
Now, $196,000 for one ad, one page, one ad. I did some research the other day because I'm like, I have to really see the value of what Bonnie's show is offering. Literally over, let's say, up to 200 million people are viewing it. You now have your your magazine distribution as well, which I think is super duper sexy. In fact, we were just recently in it because you posted all of the speakers from Dubai inside that magazine. I'm like, I'm using that, right? Because everything that we do, I always show our tribe and people. I'm like, everything that I do, I want you to copy. I want you to be part of it, and that's why I wanted to bring you on, because what people need to understand is that here's this connection. Now Bonnie's my connection. We're doing a lot of work together, and now you have the same opportunity to have the greatest connection with Bonnie because we're sitting right here in the virtual show. But this is what's really fun that I want to do is, as most of our tribe members know, there's an amazing, gorgeous young woman down below here, Darvini D, who's we've been working with for a long time, and I'm like, I meet Bonnie, okay, and I'm like, gosh, okay, yes, I'm coming on the show because I want my voice and everything that I do in my new book to be broadcast to the world. But there is someone that I know right now that really, really has got something amazing going on in her life, and I'm like, Darvini, oh my gosh, you have to talk to Bonnie. And so what's really exciting is that Darvini's going to be on one of Bonnie's shows this summer. I know, Bonnie, you've got this summer, she's super booked. In fact, she's got a few openings that popped up that we're going to share with you guys today and at the end of the show, how you can actually get your spot to be on Bonnie's show. If you have a vision, a book, or something that you want to share to the world, this is a very exclusive opportunity. I'm like, Bonnie, listen, I need this for my tribe. I've got some incredible people. Can we open some spots? Will you please come on the show? And she's like, okay, let's do this, and let's do something really special for your people. And so I connected Darvini. I'm like, Darv, you need to talk to Bonnie, because Darvini's been doing some incredible things. You have a complete rebranding, Darvini, this year, and your passion for not only changing the way people look at cooking and health and fun and juicing and all these amazing, gorgeous things. You've got a really big story to share with the world, and Darvini's going to be on the show, and we're going to walk everyone through the process of what's going to happen for Darvini, so you guys can experience it. But Darv, come out here and say hi to everyone. How are you, gorgeous? It's so good to see your face.
I'm so, just listening to Bonnie and you guys talk about it, I'm like beyond excited to be on the show, to have this opportunity to be on the show. And actually, Rhonda, when you contacted me and you suggested this, I was jumping out of my skin. I was like, really? I can do this? I can do this? Because I am going through a rebranding. And actually, I was following all of you in Dubai so closely that I'd seen you post about Bonnie in Dubai. And I was like, and then I looked her up and I friended her and I was like, wow, that's so cool. How do I get on her show? But I didn't even think of asking, right? And then you, because I didn't know, and then you contacted me. And I am so excited. Now, hearing it tonight, I'm even more excited. I'm like, this is amazing. This opportunity is beyond amazing. When you start seeing those numbers, it actually almost got me a little bit nervous.
Don't be nervous. Don't be nervous. No, we're so excited to have you.
Yes, I'm so excited, Bonnie. I can't wait till August.
I know. I can hardly wait. So just to touch on what Rhonda said, the experience, you know, I remember the first time I ever walked into a television studio, and it's freezing cold because they have the lights, and there's bright lights, and there's like all the cameras, and it's so much fun, and there's this like giddy little kid Christmas feeling that you get because you understand. It's just like something that translates across all nations, across all people. Like, who doesn't love television? So just to kind of walk you through like the experience of what's going to happen that day is, so you're going to come to the studio. That day we're filming at M&N Studios in Studio 2, which is my favorite. And we have this beautiful backdrop. It's like a twinkly city lights and some beautiful flowers and some high-top chairs, and we have an incredible production team. They're so much fun. That day we'll probably have Monica Grant, and we'll have our sound technician, and then we have these incredible girls called the Bon Bon Girls, and they're just these gorgeous models, actresses, kindest you've ever seen, running around in t-shirts, meeting your every need. If you need a water or a soda or a Coke or a whatever, lipstick. And basically, we just have a little conversation before we start about, first, I forgot the funnest part. We take you in the green room. I didn't even tell Darvini yet this. I didn't want to tell her. I got so excited about having her on the show because I love juicing. I love her mission. I love, like, not that she's just juicing. She's so much more, but, like, I love everything she's all about. We have a professional makeup artist that works in TV and film, and they will take you in the green room with the lights, like actually like you see on TV, and the mirrors, and do your makeup and your hair and make you gorgeous, or a little more gorgeous, or even already. Anyway, then you come into the studio and we just talk for a minute, and we just say basically, like, what are the 3 things that is most important for the world to know about you? So I don't make you do all this preparation and, like, refine your message and have your perfect little soundbite. I'm not worried about that whatsoever, because we're all about authentic conversations. And so I just ask you, what's most important? Because something may have happened on the plane that's super important, but if you had written it to me or prepared months before, it wouldn't be relevant. So we just have a quick conversation, and then the whole interview is very casual. It's not unlike what we're doing right now. It's just conversation with, you know, my background is marketing, it's sales, it's working for Tony Robbins and all these people. So my goal is to pull out of you all of the wisdom and the nuggets that I know people want to know about you. So we have this amazing conversation. It lasts about 10 minutes. And then you're done. It's very painless. And our editors are incredible. We have our production team. We're so blessed. We have people that work for NBC, CBS, BET that all come and work on my shows on their day off. HBO, actually one of our head producers just got full-time at HBO. So our editors are amazing. They're going to edit in if you have book covers, you know, pictures of your website, all kinds of bells and whistles, what's called a lower third, which is basically just your name and where people can locate you after the show. So yeah, it's pretty much effortless. Generally, then you'll probably go to the nearest rooftop and have a glass of champagne and celebrate your amazing day. I'll probably try to put you last so I can do that with you. But it's really a good, it's a great experience. We generally film 4 to 6 interviews at a time. So it's a very systemized process. It's very just, it's all about you. It's all about you telling your message to the world. There's no fear. There's no, like, honestly, we had 390-something people on the show the first year, and I would say only 2 was I ever concerned. Like, people just nail it. The minute that the producer goes 5, 4, 3, like, something happens in people, and they just, like, they just bring it. So yeah, it's a lot of fun. It's a really supportive team. The network loves our show more than anyone. Like, when we walk into the building, people come out and they're like hugging us. We're a little like mini celebrity in the network because no one else has ever made it on the billboards. So from the network, so we're kind of like, oh, okay, I'll sign your mug. It's a lot of fun. It's so much, you know, it's fun. And then from there, it's like within 30 days, we give you your copy. We start marketing it. Always the point of like distribution, the first point of attack, as they like to call it, is MNN's Lifestyle Network. So you'll air within 3 to 4 weeks of filming, and we'll tell you when it is. You can watch live if you want, and then from there it just starts. We just start distributing it for you, and yeah, it's crazy where things end up. Someone told me the other day, I couldn't believe it. They were like telling me somewhere they saw the show. I was like, what? Okay, great. But it gets a lot of places. So we're thrilled to have you, and it's going to be a lot of fun.
Yay. It's really exciting. So Darvini, I mean, obviously it's exciting, and I know there's so much that's going to come from this, because just hearing it, right, just feeling this energy, knowing that you're going to be sitting on a stage, so just put yourself in that moment. I'm going to be walking into a network. I'm going to be greeted by these amazing, gorgeous girls. I'm going to be treated and pampered. I'm going to do my makeup and my hair. Then I'm going to be going and sitting on this stage, and I'm going to be sitting with Bonnie, just hanging out in front of this big, you know, camera. Right? So, Darvini, what's coming up for you right now? And then we want to share too that allow our audience to really hear what's coming up for Darvini D. What does the world deserve to hear from you? And you know what's going to happen after this show airs? What are we going to do?
Right now, I'm just excited. I'm excited. I'm like, can you go on more than once?
Absolutely. We have our record is 5 times. We have one guest that's been on 5 times.
Unreal, really? Wow, awesome.
So you could do a follow-up, right? Like 6 months later, you could do a follow-up on where everything's going, or if you have a new book coming out or anything.
Absolutely.
I love it. Okay. I'm super excited. You know, like Rhonda said, I'm rebranding right now, so I've been super busy rebranding and starting over, but what I'm doing has always been there. it's just more of me. I'm just doing more of me. And you know, years ago, what I'm starting to do now, years ago I had been a devotee of Yogi Bhajan, so I'm putting some of my things together. I'm putting a chakra system together, 7 days, 7 chakras, but it's all going to go with making it fun, not so serious where it has to be completely it's fun. It's about in your chakra systems there's inspiration, there's food, but food that's fun as well, and fun preparing it, and fun with your friends, and entertaining, and kind of bringing that to the world. So it's kind of a message of centering but enjoying life, because I call myself a lover of life, and I'm a foodie. I love to eat, and I love to go out, and I love to try foods from all over the world. And with that, though, you also have to, if you do that too much, you have to be a little bit more centered and find some breathing and some exercise, how to center yourself, and to detox sometimes. I don't want to say detox, but kind of restore yourself, and then you can start all over again. So I guess that's where my brand, or where myself, or I am leading back to where I've always known.
Well, you know what, I love this, Darvini, because you know, obviously we've been working together for quite some time, and just watching you develop, and it's not developed because, like you said, it's already been there. Now you're really bringing it out, and I think that's something that others need to watch. Is say, guys, there's so many things inside of you that can be part of your passion, and we can take that and monetize you, because that's what feels good. I know, Bonnie, that's why you said people get on your show and they nail it. Why do you think they nail it? It's because they know it. It's them.
Yes.
Right?
It's them, and you're finally giving them an opportunity. It's like they push themselves to that limit. They got themselves through the door, and then it's on. You know, it's like, this is my chance, and I'm going to go for it. And I love seeing that. That was the most unexpected thing for me. You know, I was so focused on what I wanted to create and all the hard work it took to get there. And I remember sitting back the first couple of months and watching the reactions of people, and I just was so overwhelmed. I thought, this is one thing I couldn't have planned for, because to see how excited, I mean, we've had people cry. We have this one woman brought her, you know, her little old lady mother who was like 80, and she cried because she's never been on television. You know, it was just, and that happens all the time. And it's just, I think it's like you're turning on that window to the soul for people and letting them say, like, look, people deserve to hear you, and they step up the moment it happens.
Absolutely. It's so fun. Well, Darvini, I know that when Darvini gets on, she's just going to wow everyone. And I'm excited, Darv, because I know you've got so many books that are coming out and programs that are coming out. But you just recently did finish your 4-day Lazy Girl 4-day body detox. Is that what you called it? Restoration. 4-day body restoration. And this is what's so fun. Are you going to be continuing these, like what you said, every 6 months? You're having new things that are coming out. Share a bit about what you're doing so that our crowd can also get ready to follow Darvini and make sure that we know where they can follow you even more.
Well, it was my first kind of, I'm calling it my mini launch. It was the first kind of mini launch. And it was super successful because we had a Facebook group where I was going live 2 or 3 times a day in there, bringing people in. I was doing a yoga class, a meditation class, cooking class. And the group got super really fun, that everyone was really engaged in it. So, yes, I'm going to be doing these probably 4 times a year, but they're never going to be the same. I'm going to really mix it up and bring in tons of new things. And since this was like my first kind of launch, I'm like, oh my God, this was so fun. And then I got tons of ideas, and of course it's all coming from inside, you know? So it's very exciting. So moving forward, I have a 12-month plan that's going to be doing a couple times a year these, and then I've got a 18-month plan, hopefully, for a book coming out that I've been working on, which is a book with inspiration and recipes and entertaining. So it's kind of all just lifestyle, but in a very fun way and healthy way as well. And so these are all things in the plans that keep developing. And as you said, Rhonda, to me, the very first time I met you is build your wings as you fly. And that's kind of what I've been doing on your advice from the very first day I met you. So
well, this is really exciting because I know, too, Darvini, that where you're going and what you're going to bring to the world is so extremely inspiring. So we want to make sure everyone, how does everyone find you, Darvini? And then I want to jump back to Bonnie because I know a lot of people are excited about finding out, you know, how can they make this their reality just like Darvini did. And all it was a quick, Darvini, you need to meet Bonnie. Let's do this, and let's connect the dots, right? So where do they find you, Darvini, so everyone knows? And we'll make sure that, Todd, we post it in the group thread also.
Find me on Darvini.com, which is actually going to launch next week. We've been working on a whole new website, and then if not on Facebook at darvini.tv.
Awesome. All right, we'll make sure that we find you, Darvini, there. It's so great, and we're really excited. Everyone's going to see the development of what's going to happen. So, all right, so Bonnie, let's kind of give everyone, let's give them the skinny. Like, what is it going to take for, you know, I know you've got 3 dates that are open this summer, and I'm excited because I'm like, okay, I may have to shift some of my schedule to make sure that I get to New York from Bali so I can be part of this summer schedule, and I really want to be there when Darvini's going on, so we're going to work this out. But why don't you share a bit about what are the dates that are open, and how can they make this a possibility? What do they need to do to get access?
Absolutely. So the dates we have open, we have a couple of segments on July 19th, on August 9th, and August 16th. And we film from 12 to 3 those days. We only need you for 1 hour. And really for people, it's honestly and truly, it's just them deciding. You and I had a conversation before, and I trust implicitly your wisdom, and you said pretty much most people in your group, if not all, are qualified. We talked a lot about it. So, you know, if you're an author, a speaker, an entrepreneur, an infopreneur, just someone amazing with a great story, and you want to be a part of this process, then you can book one of those segments. We are a pay-for-play network. I don't want there to be any surprises about that, but we are very modest. As Rhonda said, you know, it costs $196,000 to do a Forbes 1 ad. We're very pennies compared to that. It's just a $5,000 fee, and that covers all of the production, all of the distribution, a copy for you. The way that we produce our shows, it would be about a $10,000 production day, just based on the filming and the editing and that process. So the way that we do it and the volume that we do it, we're able to offer it at a very, very deep discount. So people can just go to the bookings link. I think you have it there. It's the askbonbonshow.com/bookings. And if you want to grab one of those spots, if you know this is me, I'm ready, I want to step up, just grab one of those spots. Myself or one of our producers will contact you in the next 24 hours and just confirm everything in and answer questions. And if you have questions, if you're thinking, you know, like, I know it's me, but I'm a little nervous or whatever, just email me. Shoot me an email, book at the askbonbonshow.com, which I think we'll post that too. And we can just simply have a chat about it. We can assess kind of where you are, refine your message a little bit. But yeah, if you feel like you're ready, if you have a message that you feel the world needs to know, go grab one of those spots and we'll make it a great time for you.
Yeah, this is really exciting, guys. On the right-hand side of the show, you'll see the links that says, you want to be a star on the Bon Bon Show? Book it now. So if you guys are like, yes, absolutely, make sure you hit that button and book. And then there is a need more information link that does have Bonnie's email. Send Bonnie an email. And I, of course, guys, I will be here to not only answer your questions, but so if you're like, Rhonda, before I talk to Bonnie, should I talk to you? Yes, always reach out to me and you know, share with me about your vision of what you want to, you know, bring to the world. And what I would like to do, Bonnie, is really, because as you know, we're in Dubai and we brought 7 of our tribe members that were there.
I loved them. Every one of them I loved.
You know, incredible people, and every single one of them are going to be on Bonnie's show. I know I talked to Di, I talked to Nikki, they're like, absolutely, they live in Australia, but there's Rhonda, let's find a way. Maybe we have to do like one of our unstoppable masterminds, we bring it to New York, and we all go and we host a show with Bonnie. I'm like, well, that's an idea.
Well, now we're thinking. Yeah, absolutely. Definitely check it out. And if you guys want to see one of the shows, if you go to bonbon.live, that's our YouTube channel, and we actually just posted one today. We had, I don't know if any of you guys are Blue Bloods fans, but we just had Robert Kohasi from Blue Bloods and Wolf of Wall Street. He's been in 124 movies. You'll recognize him. But we just posted his show today, so you can see. You can see the format. You can see we're not scary. You can see that it's, you know, very informational and educational and so forth. So, yeah, I do. I just think, I mean, for me, it's changed my life so much to be able to do media and to get my message across. And for me, it even shifted when it became not about my message, but about me getting other people's message. Like, that's what I love so much about what you do, Rhonda. It's not about you. Yes, you're unstoppable, and you have this amazing life, and you went surfing this morning, or you will. But the other part of it is you're all about helping other people. You're all about getting people out there, and I feel like that's why we're kindred spirits, because we get to do that. You know, it's like I created the vehicle, but hey, you shine. You drive it.
And that's what makes it so fun. I mean, literally, Bonnie, this is what happens. Just this show alone. I started hosting the Freedom-Preneur Show just to inspire people that life can be real. Life can be like this. You can go pick up puppies on the alley and go surfing in the day and then host a show right here around the world, allowing hundreds of thousands of people to view it and millions to view. And then you can come together and create great things by just bringing the right people together. So what I want to do, and I'm saving this. I kind of just now did it. Ooh. In August, I want to have our private house that we do. I want our ladies to come that want to be on your show, and I want to book the full August 16 day. Yeah, and so we've got.
Get out.
Yeah, it's going to be a ladies event only. Bonnie and I will be hosting because now she has to know she's going to host a 3-day event with me, which is taking your brand and bringing you to the world and putting you on Bonnie's show on the 16th of August. So Brian just ran in and went, "You didn't tell me."
You didn't tell me either.
Look at him. Oh, here he comes. He's like, "Wait a minute, you're going to New York now?" What?
Brian, I didn't know either.
So this is what I'm going to do, because I was looking at my schedule, I was looking at my calendar. I'm like, okay, so we've got our July event here in Bali, we have a private mastermind, and then we've got another event happening in October, November, Dubai. I'm like, what if I just went to New York in August and we hosted a 3-day women's event, building your brand and building your media, and we put every single person on Bonnie Bruderer Show on August 16th, and we just do something amazing for the world. And that's what we're going to do. So this is what I want everyone to do today. I know that Darvini's already booked. If you guys are like, "Rhonda, you just blew my mind. I want to be there. I want to be not only at the 3-day event, you're going to be staying in a gorgeous, I don't know if it's going to be a home in New York, because I don't know what we're going to book in New York, because it just came to me. We'll find something amazing that we're going to stay together. We're going to break bread together. We're going to mastermind together. We're going to actually take our brands to the next level. We're going to do interviews. We're going to do film. We're either going to get Dan there if Dan's out of the country somewhere. We're going to get Dan there, film crew there, Bonnie's crew there, and we're going to film the whole weekend. We're going to do something that makes people realize that there is more to life than just sitting in your cubicle. If you've got something in your heart to shine, if you've got a story that needs to be shared, let's bring it to the world. Let's turn it in and monetize you, package you up, and share it with the world, and then, of course, get you in front of all these people that Bonnie has just done all the legwork for. Let's just make it easy for ourselves, right? Let's lean on Bonnie. Let's blow this network up, and let's blow ourselves up into the world, and let's do it.
Oh my God, so much fun. It's going to be so much fun. You know what I'll do to add a little sweetness to it? I will handpick a few incredible experts in media, whether it's a stylist, some NBC producers, CBS producers, and I will get them to come and speak to the group as well and give their wisdom. And I have movie producers. We'll pick a really good potpourri of amazing people, but we can just have them add in their 2 cents. And these are people that you don't get access to. They're not out there on the circuit. They're not doing it. They're executives. They're doing their thing. But because it's New York, hey, we can even get JT started it all. He'll come speak.
Well, if we have some dudes, I said women only, but I think a couple of the guys are like, wait a minute, what if I want to come? Then we might be able to sneak you guys. And we've done events with guys before. You guys can show up. But this is how we're going to do it. I will be releasing, guys. Bonnie and I are going to talk. I'll be releasing the start of the date. So if we're doing the 16th of August, so those are her dates, chances are we'll probably start on the 13th for our event. We'll do 13th, 14th. We'll prep everyone. We'll get their stories right. We'll get them really ready to shine. And then we'll film on the 16th. And then we'll have a big fat party in the evening of the 16th. And so this is how we're going to do it. I know that you guys, I want you, if you're already saying, I want to grab a date, I may not be able to be at this event, grab either a day in July 19th or in August. But if you really want to come to this event that Bonnie and I are going to be putting together, make sure that you send Bonnie an email right away. Say, yep, Bonnie, I'm coming. I want to be there. And then I want you to connect directly with me. Chances are we'll probably, how many people can we take on that day, Bonnie, on the 16th? How many can
we can do 6. So we have Darvini, so we have space for 5 more. Worst case scenario, if there's an abundance of people, then we'll make a backup plan. So I'll either add a filming day on the 15th, or we'll figure something out.
Okay. Sounds fantastic. So guys, look for these dates. Save them right now. August, right now, no matter what, 13th, 14th, 15th, 16th, and 17th. We will be sharing and releasing that. We'll probably do another private webinar for you. So if you are interested at all and you want to know more, then make sure that you send an email to Bonnie, which is on the show, and then directly connect with me. Todd, we'll make sure that we have a way for you guys to connect us. We'll be releasing this webinar, and then we're going to fill those spots. They'll fill instantly. They're probably already going to fill now, because I know if Di Downey finds out about it, she's probably going to fly no matter what as quickly as she can. If Di's on the call, she might be. I know that Inge Hart wants to be there. She's right now in the Netherlands. I'm going to talk to her and see if she can come directly there before she comes home. And let's fill this thing. We've got Tanya Willis. It's exciting. We got who was I just talking with? DeCapo. Sean DeCapo is in New York. Anna Zubarev. Like, we've got some incredible women that are just ready to shine.
No dudes.
Swan was like, no dudes. You gotta stay with Hanalei. He's gotta be in school. As surfing, he loves being alone anyways. So guys, Bonnie, I am so excited to see you in August. Germany, so excited to see you in August.
So exciting!
Hey, it's just happened. That just happened.
Crazy fast. I love it. I love it. But see, that's the beauty of production. You just throw it out there, and so it is.
It's so incredible. All right, guys. So this has been an incredible show. There's a lot going on in the world. It really deserves to hear our stories. So, Freedompreneurs, let's say it. Let's close it up, and we'll be in connection. Send us an email, and we'll see you guys in August in New York.
That's time to come.
Hey, Bonnie, tell me, is there a house that we could get, you think, or would it be like a penthouse? Like, what would it look like?
Yep. No, well, I'll get right on that. So we have an amazing host hotel, the Gansevoort, and we can look at opportunities there. We also have a few of the cast. I produce other shows as well as part of my network, and we have some really good connections with hotels through there. So we'll work on that piece. Once we kind of know what numbers we're looking at, then we'll work out that piece of it. But yeah, we should be able to create something pretty amazing.
Well, everyone always gets excited when our events are unbelievable. Like, we have been in 2 huge mansions in Orlando. 62 people came together. It was unbelievable. So we have like the greatest time ever, and everyone is just incredible. So I'm excited to do that again. I've been missing my tribe so much. So guys, what do you say? Have a great one and be unstoppable.
Bye, everybody.